stuck on the internet.
Whenever everybody else does the scream slap thing, do you slap yourself in the face too, or is it just me?
I punch myself in the dick as hard as I can.
It's unrelated to the episode. I just feel
It's
the need.
completely. It's a form of sexual pleasure for me.
I need you to know. I need you to know that is what's happening behind the scenes.
Yeah, I mean it's a part of the sexual pleasure. So I need you to know that scream is me just gut punching my dick as hard as I can.
Well, and the thing is too, we've been stuck on the internet for so long that clearly masochism is something that we're into.
Yeah, you pass a certain point of being on the internet where you've seen all the porn there is to see.
And the only logical next step is to make YouTube videos and podcasts to kind of give you that same sense of filthy, dirty pleasure.
I'm a glutton for punishment. That's why I keep coming back.
Being
That's
from
right.
Texas, that's the only option we have because we don't have porn in Texas
Yeah,
anymore.
y'all got the porn turned off.
Yeah.
They flip the tap. It's all
they're
dried
like,
up.
no more.
Well, anyway, I suppose we should probably get going now with this, huh?
Yeah.
This is not
it
Pip Boys.
What? No, this is not Pip Boys.
You could.
No, this is not Pip Boys.
This is-
Everything you're saying right now is being cut because the intro music is playing.
Good morning.
There's something so funny about hearing you say good morning on Discord that just does not get included in the episode because Discord tries to like cut out background noise and stuff, right? And so you just make this one single tone for long enough and Discord's like, that's garbage. Yeet. And then you're just silent. So it'll be like, good.
You were silent for like 10 seconds and all of a sudden you just start, good morning.
But, you know, I know it worked out in the end. Anyway, yes, good morning. It is Monday, August 12th, 2024. I am one of your hosts, Terry.
I'm another host, Chris.
And I'm Kitt.
Today, I'm drinking some... Well, actually, spoilers. I cannot tell you what I'm drinking. I received it from my fridge.
Oh.
The big game of the night. So stay tuned for that. We're gonna play Guess That Fridge.
Dun,
And
dun, dun.
it was an idea that we developed. I shouldn't say we. It was Chris, I think.
I think it was.
I
Let me
think it was
go
a
back.
combination of all of us, honestly.
Definitely not me. I
Well,
had no part in it. It was
I
your
posted
good
that
idea.
picture. I posted that picture, and then we kind of
And I
went from
started
there.
critiquing it.
Yeah, we started critiquing this
Yeah.
man's fridge from
Yeah.
a meme I found on Facebook.
But the point being, we found that this is an idea that we had tonight just before we started recording this episode, basically. But we'll get to that in a little bit. Yeah. Well, actually, maybe we'll just get to it now. I don't know.
I'm fine with whatever. We have so much on this agenda, and there's stuff that I still want to talk about.
Yeah. No, me too. So yeah.
I've got so
okay.
many things I want to talk about. So yeah, if we want to get the fridge game out of the way early.
All right. Let's play Guess That Fridge.
Welcome to the audio podcast where we're going to do an entirely visual bit. If you want to enjoy this in its full effect, it's probably a good thing, A, that we're doing this at the beginning of the podcast, so it's easier for people to find. Go to our YouTube channel at Stuck on the Internet. This is going to be the latest episode that's on there, or maybe not if you're watching this in the future.
It should have a picture of a fridge on the thumbnail.
Yeah, it'll have it's going to be the episode where the thumbnail is just full
Listen,
of
you
fridges.
don't need to tell the people who are already listening to the episode what the episode is. It's this one that they're listening to.
Well, what if there's people that are listening to this on Spotify or one of the other platforms, not Apple Podcasts, because fuck them, motherfuckers. I'm going to talk about that later. But they could be listening on another platform, and they got to find it on our YouTube channel. And while you're there, you should subscribe and watch all of our other great content that's available at stuckontheinternet.com.
Also, would you like link the pictures of the fridges on the website?
No, we'll just I think Terry's just going to put them up on the video.
Oh, okay, that works too, I guess.
I mean, you can also go to stuckontheinternet.com/stuckonthisfridge. or whatever fun title that we're able to come up with.
I
by the
like
end of this
stuck
episode.
on this fridge.
Stuck on this fridge. Okay, I want to go ahead and I'm going to make that now. Stuck on this fridge, and you can see the pictures if you're listening on the audio, or you could go to the YouTube channel and make our metrics look good. But I'm also going to make stuck on the internet / stuck on this fridge before I forget about it.
So, I am going to pull up fridge A. Where would you like to start, Judge Orgeron Kitt?
I guess the top. Oh, that's a nice camera. That zoomed in a lot better than I was expecting it to.
All right, so we're just gonna do a kind of slow pan down of fridge 1. So, what are your initial thoughts on fridge 1? Looking at this, knowing that some people can't see it.
Oh, there's definitely a whole lot of products that's a lot of eggs. I feel like that's a lot of eggs. Maybe it's not. Maybe you're just like, that's a small number of eggs. Then you got some drinks at the bottom, and looks like you used that bottom as a footrest to reach up to the top. So whoever it is a short guy.
Or gal. We both live in multi-gendered households.
That is true. You have some blueberries, it looks like.
All sorts of stuff.
Mustard garlic sauce. All right, I'm gonna need another slide down because I was only looking inside the door. I didn't look on the door.
Do you want the door? I can get you the door.
No, that's something I'm interested. Like, that looks like, man. Okay, I'm gonna ask a question, and of course, don't answer if you are the person. But it looks like there's a. It's underneath this section. There's like a clump of what looks like some sort of leafy thing.
Are you talking about in this jar here?
Yeah, but then underneath it, it looked like there was a very long piece of green onion that was like wrapped around or something. Yeah, wow. That thing.
Yeah, I see what you're talking
about
now.
Green onion? That is impressive.
Long onion.
That's longer than long Kitt.
That is a long. It does in fact look like a long green onion.
That's a certified long onion.
Is it like multiple onions just like stuck up next to each other?
It looks like it might be. It does look like it might be. I think I might see 3 stems in a jar.
Oh, yep. It does look like there's a jar there. Okay, that makes more sense.
Even then, they're long.
It's still an impressive onion. That is
There's no doubt about that. That is an impressive onion.
That is an impressive onion. Jar of mystery liquid.
This jar here.
The mystery liquid has got to be.
You can't. I mean, everybody's got to have some weird shit in their fridge.
Yeah, and maybe it's yours, Chris.
Maybe it might be my weird shit. It might be your weird shit. It might be
mine.
Kitt's weird shit. Maybe we broke into Kitt's house, wiped his memory of his own refrigerator.
Like, wait, guys, why does this look like my fridge?
Wait a second.
Wait.
All right. So we're back at the kind of wide view of the fridge again. We do also have the freezer as an option.
Can you do the zoom in of the top if you have that? Because I feel like, oh, that's perfect. There's one item here that I would expect to be in one of your fridges that I'm not seeing.
Okay, well,
and I think that's going to be the thing, but I'll leave that until the end, until after I see it.
I hope I know what the thing is.
I have no idea.
How many eggs do y'all eat?
That looks like 3 cartons of eggs.
That's a lot of, that could be an appropriate amount of eggs. That could be a lot of eggs.
It depends. It could be not a lot. It could be a lot.
It also doesn't say what kind of eggs they are. What if?
See, my initial thought is this is more of a northern fridge instead of a southern fridge. And this is just my initial thoughts.
Okay.
And the main reason why is I'm not seeing anything that's super spicy.
I'm also not seeing 14 sticks of butter.
There's that
too. Interesting. Okay. There is a lot of sour cream though, which I don't know if that's a southern thing or not. But sour cream.
We have sour cream.
Are you guys sour cream people? Or is that?
But that's also.
We talked about this last episode. I can't look at things that are white.
That's true.
But I'm also married to somebody that likes white things, so.
I mean, she likes you.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm ready for fridge B, I think.
You ready for B? Okay.
Fridge butt.
All right, here's the first picture, kind of just a wide shot of fridge B. We'll do another.
Show me that fridge.
I'll get you a little zoom in of this one as well. All sorts of shit.
Very chaotic.
A lot more chaotic. Well, I don't know if I'd say a lot more chaotic. I feel like these are both very chaotic fridges. Now, the thing is, I don't know that they're exceptionally
They kind of both seem organized, but also both seem unorganized at the same time.
I have a feeling that
because you have like whipped cream.
Yeah, I feel like the residents of both these places live in organized chaos.
I've got to say, so far, only one carton of eggs.
There is a singular carton of eggs in this one, next to a burger and a bag.
So this person's too poor to buy a shit ton of eggs, obviously.
The other fridge is a status of wealth.
Parmesan, a lot of cheese.
Dip.
A lot of cheese. Holy shit, that's a lot of cheese.
Also, I like this like whipped
Do you have
cream
to keep
container.
the whipped cream container in the fridge?
I like the whipped cream and the hot sauce.
How much?
Yeah,
Do you
what
like
is-
eat a whole lot of cake?
Yeah, I don't
Like,
know
I've never
what
seen
kind of
that.
person does this, but I'm concerned about them. Because let's see what's all in here. It's whipped cream. It looks like maybe some sort of ice cream. There's cookie dough, hot sauce, and what is that? Vegetable oil
Wait,
behind it? I don't know.
Do you not put the ice cream in the refrigerator? And is it in the cooler?
It's called soft serve, Terry. Look it up.
So I do see the
Okay.
item, which is the tell.
Okay.
So I do see it. So I'm pretty
Is it
sure I
the
know
one
whose
lone
fridge
can of
this
beer?
is.
Is it the Voodoo Ranger hard charge tea raz pot?
That
And the what
looks
appears
like,
to be mushrooms?
That looks like something that would come out of a southern state. That beer.
I will say though that is I've seen that plenty at local liquor stores and stuff too. So that is.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I've not actually seen that one. I don't think.
Well, you live in a backward state, so I wouldn't expect that.
I do. So I am very sad that there's not a picture of hot sauce in any of these fridges.
Well, there is this one.
There's hot sauce
Yeah.
right there.
There's hot sauce.
Sorry,
You missed the hot sauce
salsa.
in the sweets
Salsa,
bucket.
not hot sauce. Salsa.
Salsa. Oh well, let's see. We do have the door picture as well.
Uh huh.
Let's see, Jose
Oh.
Cuervo mix.
Nice.
We can't drop name brands.
This episode is sponsored by Jose Cuervo.
That's
Actually,
that's the only brand that's showing.
It looks like somebody. It looks like somebody might have spun all the labels away, except for the Jose Cuervo, which is kind of odd.
So
that's the
in that
freezer.
picture, that is where the tell is.
This one
I
is.
think
I
know
wonder
what
if
the tell
if anybody else can figure it out.
I bet I know
The
what the tell
one
is.
item that I'm seeing.
I bet I know what the tell is.
I wonder too, but I don't want to say anything. I would also like to point out something. Somebody said something earlier about a shitload of butter, and I'm seeing just a normal amount of butter in here.
That does look like that. There's a box inside of there too, though.
Yeah, but like,
So there's some sticks inside of that box.
yeah, and I think I saw something similar on the other fridge too. So, though I don't know if we looked at that door at all.
You need to look at the
Thought
butter
we did.
door.
The butter door.
Would you like to look at the freezer at all?
Sure. Why not? I'll
We got
judge
this
the
one as
freezer.
well.
Oh, good. The ice cream in the correct spot.
I like the just loose cup of something also.
Yeah, I'm assuming that is not one of the people on this podcast. I'm assuming it's one of their partners.
Yeah, my wife actually does that all the time too, where I'll just be digging through the fridge, and we have like one of those fridges that's on the floor, and it like pulls out, and so
Idiot,
I'll just
my
be
fridge
randomly
floats.
grabbing something. And it's like, why is there this just
My fridge,
open
much like
container
I,
of
does
ice
not
cream?
pull out.
My fridge has a good pull-out game. That's all I'm
What does
saying.
it say?
Tater
plates?
patties.
Tater patties. Okay. Tater patties. All right. We got 3 ice cube trays.
Outshine fruit.
What's in the sarcophagus?
Yeah, what is in there?
That's the tomb of a mini vampire.
Just no labels, no
that?
clear view of what's inside.
It's a mystery box. Close your eyes and open your mouth.
Oh no.
I also like the thick and fluffy. I goes. That's me. I'm thick and fluffy. And I
Do we
think,
have a door?
yeah, here we go.
Yeah.
Here's a door. Wow, a lot more ice cream. There's so
Loose
much
ice
ice cream in this fridge freezer. In both the fridge and freezer, there's just
So
ice
much
cream
fucking
galore.
ice cream.
I don't remember the first freezer that much.
We did not look at the freezer of fridge A.
Is that possible to look at real fast?
We can definitely look at that. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Here's the freezer of fridge A.
It's interesting. All three of us have 3 different
What
freezer
the fuck
units.
happened to the ice bit here?
Jesus fucking Christ!
Did somebody punch a hole through it?
Need ice now.
Only 2 ice trays in this
Yeah,
freezer.
I was gonna comment on the ice trays and the ice maker, and then you pointed out the hole, which I don't know how I missed.
Oh, it looks like a ice cream there.
One comment I want to make. I like that both freezers have the same ice cream bars, the same Outshine ice cream bars, and the same chicken nuggets.
That is pretty funny.
Honestly, I don't know what half of this shit is, and I don't even know if the other pictures show it.
I don't see any just loose open ice cream.
There's also no ice packs. That would be
I
another
think I
thing that
saw-
would make
hold
me
on.
think that this is northern, because northern
think-
people don't have as many ice packs as southern people do.
I do believe
That's
I
a
saw
fun
one of
fact.
those pictures had an ice pack. Hold on.
I didn't know northern people even had freezers.
There we go. I did see this.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
In the bottom drawer of the freezer, this one has ice packs. Fridge A, ice packs confirmed.
Yeah,
Fridge
but those
B
are not working
also
ones.
has ice packs.
That
What do
one
you
is
mean
the
not working
over
ones?
the shoulder one. Like that's there.
what-
That
But that's just like a bottle. That's an over
Yeah,
the shoulder
There's
one.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
There's a
true.
pain ice pack.
yeah, those
That's
are just
true.
pain ice packs, the normal ones.
These ones are just for like camping or whatever.
The other one is like, I'm gonna go work outside for a little bit. I'm gonna throw an ice pack over my shoulders.
I want to go out on the farm.
This one's for plowing fields. This one's for plowing puss.
Yeah. So, fridge B. Are we doing the guess now?
Do you feel confident in your answer?
I am very confident in my answer.
Can I just say, I would also, in not quite the same way, I think we should try to figure out how to do this segment again with someone else's fridge, where it's not a guessing game, but it's just a judgment kind of segment.
What the fuck?
Because this has been very fun.
It kind of has. But okay, so fridge B is definitely Chris's, because on the door there's a thing of Duke mayonnaise.
I knew it. I knew that was gonna be
That's
it.
also why I suspected you might have guessed that one. Yeah.
Yep.
I knew that was gonna be it.
That was
Yeah.
the biggest reason. But then the other things that were kind of a giveaway is that all the cheese that feels southern. And it's like this specific type of cheese that's there. And since I lived in both a southern state and a northern state, it's interesting to see the different like things that people usually keep.
We like our cheeses down south now.
We do.
I'm basically next to Wisconsin. What do you mean? We like cheese here too. We were also just talking about cheese curds last episode. Like,
Yeah, but that's a
cheese is the
specific
thing.
type of cheese. That's like good cheese.
what?
Us down south like the more carcinogen-y cheese.
We're like cheese whiz and cheese dip. Yet we're gonna throw
Oh, so
that
not
on a
cheese is what you guys like.
Yeah.
No, it's really cheese.
It's really plastic.
It came out of a cow.
I could hear those air quotes. That's fine.
I was a little bit surprised there wasn't a whole lot of hot sauce here. There was that like one bottle of hot sauce in fridge B.
Yeah,
but
I kind of feel like Fridge A might have had more hot sauce than Fridge B.
I have a bunch of hot sauce that's
there was
unopened
hot sauce in
on
the
a
door.
shelf outside of the refrigerator.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's good. That means you know how
Yeah,
to
I have.
store some of the hot
we were
sauce.
talking about this the other day. We're seriously thinking about having a party to have people come over and eat some of this goddamn hot sauce because we seriously have like 15 unopened bottles of hot sauce in our pantry. So we're gonna have like a chicken wing party where we invite a bunch of people over to eat our.
You also have to look at the hot sauce because after you open it, some of it stays out of the fridge
Yeah,
too.
but all the like what I had in the fridge is like Frank's Red Hot. I used that to
yeah.
make some fried chicken today.
So, yeah, and you had, I think, 2 bottles of that I saw in there.
I did.
Yep.
I like Frank's a lot.
And why is one of them with the cookies?
I don't know. So I have a problem where
Yeah, you sure do.
Yeah, I do. So my wife is a very organized person, and I am not. If you can't tell by the refrigerator, and she,
Yeah, it looked like it was trying to be
I do
organized.
it. Part of the reason I do it is because I'm just stupid, and I just put shit wherever is convenient. Like I was probably getting something out of that drawer, and I had that in my hand. I was just like, oh, that goes in here now. The other part is sometimes I do it just to see how much I can get away with before she's like, what the fuck are you doing?
I also, can I ask, why is there a burger in a bag? Like a full, not like it doesn't even look personally eaten. It looks like an entire burger, fully made with buns in a bag.
It's an entire burger fully made with buns in a bag. Yes, you are correct.
Meal prep?
Yeah,
maybe?
kind of. We are two people,
Meal
and we
prep an
made
entire fucking
Y'all are
burger.
two people? What?
we meal prepped one burger.
That lasts me and my family of other mice a week.
Also, I really love how Chris took 4 pictures and Terry took like 1 million.
Yeah, I think that was also a giveaway. The amount of effort that each photographer took.
This is my fucking fridge. Get over it.
I wanted to have options.
So is that a whole lot of green onion then?
I think
what's the deal
so.
with fucking,
Yeah,
what's,
honestly,
what's the
see,
deal with the plant life in your refrigerator?
I have no fucking clue. I just live here.
Because I saw this looked like I'm glad you pointed out that jar, because otherwise I was just like, why is there just like the world's longest green onion just wrapped in a ball and thrown in the fridge? That needs to go to Guinness World Record or
It
something.
moved in and we can't get it to leave. There is an enormous container of chili in there on the one of those. Because we have a new roommate, and she fucking loves chili.
Dude, who doesn't love chili, man?
I mean, like I don't love it. I like it. It's pretty good.
Okay.
She
Before
loves
we go off too far on this tangent, I've got to ask, because Kitt is a certified Texan. Chili, beans or no beans?
Okay.
You represent
So-
the entire state of Texas in your answer.
All right. Kid, whatever you say next is legally binding and will determine the future of chilies throughout the universe. So be prepared. Okay, go
Both
ahead.
the restaurant and the food.
No. Well, Chili's? The restaurant?
Yep, we are
Overrated,
gonna
obviously.
destroy. We're gonna bulldoze every Chili's. That's unrelated. We're gonna do
That's
that.
a part of our 2024 platform
Yeah,
for
that's just-
president.
We're running his independence on the.
We're running as
pure platform
independence,
of-
and our platform is exclusively the extermination of the restaurant Chili's.
So anyway, kid, go ahead, exterminate Chili's.
Please.
Okay, so chili. Technically speaking, chili should not have beans in it.
Wrong answer.
Blasphemy! Get the fuck out of here.
The reason why is because chili is a plant, and so the full name of the food chili is chili con carne, which is chili and meat. Now, I happen to prefer it with beans in it because I'm poor.
Wait.
And meat costs a lot of money, and so you add beans in it to help fill people up.
Oh, okay. I was
I
wondering.
mean, you
what
also
that came.
put beans in it because it just tastes fucking better with beans. And people that don't put beans in chili are communists.
My wife, on the other hand, hates beans in her chili, and so we've always had arguments. Also, like, she grew up rich, so I was like, well, that's why. I grew up poor, thank you.
Because rich people hate beans.
They're like, well, we don't need any filler, we can just put all of our Kobe steak in there. Meh.
I make my chili with caviar.
So that's the reason why it has to be called chili with beans in order for it to be acceptable. Chili without beans, or if it's just chili and there's no with beans attached to it, then it can't have beans in it.
Isn't chili without beans just like meat soup?
It's just meat soup.
That's what.
To,
Yes?
to me, chili is the heart of chili is the bean.
That's right. Exactly. That's the heart and soul
That
of
is
chili.
literally not, though.
It is. And as
Chili
an American,
con
I
carne
reserve the
is
right.
the-
I reserve the right to rewrite the history of those people. I don't care what their language says.
The laws of time are mine.
Manifest destiny.
It's called chili con carne, not chili con carne with beans.
Because they didn't need to say it with beans because the beans were implied.
Yeah, the beans were fucking implied.
The beans were not implied because it was a food created by the cowboys whenever they were going across
And
state
what do
lines
cowboys
and stuff.
love more than beans? Everyone knows this.
Let me
They
tell you
loved
this.
chili.
Let me tell
That's
you
what
this
they
right
loved.
now.
They used all the meat they could get and threw it in a pot, and then they overspiced it because it was all terrible meat.
Look, there's no more cowboys, but there are still beans. So the
That's
beans
right.
won.
That's right. Cowboys are 0. There are a billion beans.
Checkmate, cowboys.
I bet you can't find me a single cowboy right now.
I can find beans way quicker than I can find cowboys.
That's right.
I feel
me too.
like Beans would win more Super Bowls than the Cowboys, so.
Then it's settled. It's chili has beans in it. You heard it here first. And good morning, good night.
Chili can have beans in it. That's what I'm saying.
Chili must have beans in it. Otherwise,
Chili
it
is
is
legally required to have beans, or you will be fined.
Chili without beans is just Mexican sloppy Joe that doesn't have bun.
That's not true at all.
It's very
Mexican
true.
sloppy Joe, sans bun, disappointing.
Sloppy Joe is way too sweet for a chili. Chili's
No,
supposed to be
no.
more spicy than Sloppy Joe.
No.
That's why he said Mexican sloppy Joe.
Yeah.
So Mexican means spicy if you're a stupid American.
That's not what that means at all.
Yes, yes it is.
A mole sauce is not necessarily spicy.
We're not talking about moles here. We're talking about
Mole.
we're not get your fancy foreign languages out of here. We're talking about beans in my chili. And we killed all the cowboys. So now we have beans in our chili. This is what our forefathers died for.
That is why we celebrate the 4th of July.
And that is why we celebrate the 4th of July. So we don't have to have beans in our chili because we are God-given Americans in the most beautiful country on earth. And we will put beans in chili.
I'm clapping. You can't hear it on Discord, but I'm clapping.
I really hope you put some nice patriotic music in the background.
So
Anyway, we've completed our first month of Stuck on the Internet.
Yeah,
almost the
I
second
think
one.
it went pretty good, honestly. I think the first one, we're not like obviously like successful or anything, but like we didn't have too many fuck ups. We got a bunch of shit out.
Yeah, there was a couple scheduling hiccups, but it wasn't anything egregious.
Yeah, and like when I did notice that a few of the episodes on the website didn't have an RSS feed attached to them, so like I had to fix that, and like there's weird little things, but like overall, we were able to get shit out that we needed to on time for the most part.
I just want to say the one thing I really appreciate is we had so many conversations before we started this about how Good Morning Good Night was just going to be the fluff bullshit show. It is our most regularly watched podcast.
It's also like my favorite one so far.
Yeah, it's also the.
I mean, yeah, it's the
so
one
good.
that we can all sit together and bullshit and enjoy each other's company and like kind of.
I'm
be relaxed.
glad,
Like,
though.
I've been drinking. Speaking of, by the way, just for reference, I've been drinking a Smirnoff Ice Pink Lemonade, and so like that's the kind of show we're having. It's it's a good night kind of episode,
Yeah,
Smirnoff.
yeah.
You know what? I did not see any drinks really in your fridge. So
We
it's
didn't look
probably
in that
all at the
drawer.
very, very bottom.
Yeah, feel free to
is
go
there a
through and
drawer
look at Stuck on the Fridge.
Stuck on the fridge. It's stuckontheinternet.com / stuck on this fridge.
Stuck on this fridge.
We'll link it in the description, and I'm gonna forget to say that. And Tim, when you listen to this episode, and as the only person who comments, please remind me in the comments to add that to the description when I inevitably forget. I appreciate that.
Hi, Tim.
Hi, Tim.
Hi, Tim.
I appreciate once again he has rekindled. I was a little bit worried he wasn't gonna come back, but he's come back with the same veracity that he's always had.
My favorite part is that we did not tell him about this at all, and he still found us.
Well, we've posted a little bit on Twitter, which also, speaking of which,
I guess so.
is a note I have for us going forward. We do need to be better about promoting our stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been historically always one of my weakest points, and it's continuing to be a weak point.
Start making fun little shorts like I did. Those
I
two.
know. Like I like. Yeah, exactly. I just need to like add that to my workflow, and like, I just don't think
I
about
already
it.
have
And I don't
another one
want
in
to.
my head that I want to do, but I just need to figure out time to actually do it. But anytime I have time, I'm like, I should probably edit an episode.
That's how
Instead of
I
doing
feel about research for Super Serious, except instead of editing, I play Fallout New Vegas.
Oh right, no, I know. I've been playing Satisfactory all week. It's a problem.
I
such a good
started
game.
playing Fallout New Vegas again after we did Pit Boys, and I've been really enjoying it. So
Nice.
it's kind of hard to pull away from that.
Have you guys been sharing Stuck on the Internet with anybody in your own personal lives at all?
I told my wife about it. Everyone else I know I work with, and I'm afraid to tell people I work with about this.
That's fair enough.
Because I would prefer not to get fired.
I have told some of the people I work with about the Pip Boys because they were the reason why I watched Fallout or wanted to watch Fallout to begin with because they were talking. Because one was like, "No, I absolutely hate Fallout because they're ruining it," and the other one's like, "Fallout is a really, really good show. You need to watch it. Why do you hate it?" And so they were arguing with each other, and I was like, "I haven't seen it yet, so I'm gonna leave this conversation." But that makes me want to watch it because there's discourse around it.
Oh, okay.
The Pip Boys was just a ton of fun to make too. It was.
Yeah, it's been really fun to listen to as well. It like at first I feel like I was kind of a little bit hesitant about it, where I was like, okay, I feel like there is a lot of like white guys talking about pop culture around, but I do think there is enough of its own. Like, we're not like a lot of just the other boring white guys. Fortunately, I think we have our own
exciting white guys.
Well, I don't know. We've kind of got our own oddness, I think, to us.
Yeah.
That in our own sense of humor that I think works, and we also I think it helps that we've also been doing this for so long that I feel like we're comfortable talking and doing stuff in a way that other people might not be.
Yeah, and it helps. I mean, we've got a good rapport built up because of that fact that we've
yeah.
been doing this. I mean, we've all been doing this stuff for 10 years with each other.
It really does show.
Yeah.
And I think that it adds a really kind of unique, special quality to Pip Boys that I've really enjoyed listening to.
Yeah, it's been a ton of fun.
If you haven't listened to it yet, it's anywhere you can find podcasts. Except for Apple Podcasts, I guess. I don't know. But also, easiest place to find it, I think, stuckontheinternet.com.
Yeah, seriously, stuckontheinternet.com. That's where all of our stuff is. You can listen to all of our good podcasts there. We're also Spotify is where most of our stuff is. I'm sure it's propagated out to other streaming platforms from there. I have been in a month and a half battle with trying to get Apple Podcasts to cooperate with us. So if you like to listen to podcasts on Apple Podcasts, I'm sorry, but your platform is garbage.
Yeah, but that's a shame because I know, like with the Rousseau's podcast, I think that's where we got the primary amount of traffic. Is
Yeah, I come and go with fighting it as part of it, but it's like I got everything. It took me like 2 weeks to get the feed to talk with Apple Podcasts. I finally got it to talk. And there was some stupid bullshit. I haven't looked at it in like 2 weeks. I think it was something about like it didn't like the pictures for some reason.
Oh my god!
And it was like I kept going back and forth, and it was like it was like there's not a picture. I'm like, there's a picture associated with it. You can pull it from the RSS feed. And Apple was like, no, we want it uploaded. And I said, okay, where do I upload it? And they said, fuck you.
No, just give me. Don't upload. Just give it.
And that's how I felt with any interaction with any Apple product I've ever had.
Jeez.
But it's been an ongoing battle. Like every time I get something figured out with it, another thing pops up, and they're like, "No, fuck you." And I went through setting up for Spotify was a dream. You sign up for an account, you link your RSS feed. It says, maybe it'll say something's wrong. It doesn't like something, and you go back and you fix that on your own fucking end. If it didn't like the picture you have, you fix the fucking picture on your own end. And you say, can you try it again? And it says, okay, thank you. It's very nice. Apple, garbage. Horrible. Terrible. Stop supporting that garbage company. There's nothing positive about Apple. And if you believe so, you are wrong.
The best part about Apple is that part of it's owned by Microsoft.
It's just, I hate it. I hate Apple so fucking much. I don't understand
Microsoft actually bought some of it so that they wouldn't go bankrupt.
Oh,
and that way Microsoft wouldn't have a monopoly on the computer end.
Yeah, it was back in like the 80s or 90s, I think.
Yep.
When before Apple took off, it was like the global bullshit that it is now.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. See, this is an educational podcast.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I'll update the tags on Spotify, which I can do in about 30 seconds because I'm not a garbage platform.
Yeah.
And that was Fun Fact Kitt. I just said that was Fun Fact Kitt. That was.
Oh, I thought you were saying another fun fact. Sorry.
Oh no!
This has been Kitt's Fun Fact. Like Chris's music corner, this is Kitt's Fun Facts.
So, what was everybody's most problematic? I know what Chris's was Apple podcasting, but what was everybody's most problematic thing about the podcast?
Getting myself to sit down and work on it.
Okay, yeah.
It's always going to be, well, hopefully not always, but it's continuing. It's always been an issue for me. It's just like, well, it's also, I've since go bigger been diagnosed with ADHD officially, and so like it's almost definitely like related to that, or just like it's not as interesting, and so I'd rather, well, yeah, so that's why I've been playing Satisfactory all week, because it's like, well, that's more interesting than doing all the important work, and because nothing is like pressing at the last second or like at that very moment, I'm not doing it. So I try, like, that's why like episode 3 of this came out, I edited it I started editing it and finished it and uploaded it all on the day it was due. We recorded it in June. I had like a month and a half, and I did it the day it was supposed to go up.
I feel like I need to talk to my doctor about going through diagnosis because I have the same problems.
It's so fucking like we will be so much more productive as a company if we can get that shit sorted out, because
We just all need to get diagnosed and medicated for ADHD.
Yeah, I it took me like 6 months to do the urine test for the Adderall, and I finally did it, but I haven't actually heard back from the doctor yet. He probably doesn't know that I did it because, again, I took 6 months to do it.
I think that's your sign right there that you have ADHD. It's like, it took me so long to get it done. So,
yeah, if nothing else.
Because peeing in a cup was just too much work.
Well, because I had to get up, I had to go drive to the clinic, I have to pee at the moment, and then I had to go and walk in and then say, "Hello, can I go pee in a cup?" And they go, "Yes."
Hi, I'm here to piss.
Like, excuse me, I have to go to the bathroom?
It's like me back in school. Can I go to the bathroom, please?
May I go to the bathroom, miss?
I gotta go like right now.
It's an emergency, miss.
It's an emergency. I need you to know that I don't smoke meth. And sure enough, I don't.
Good job, buddy.
Nice.
It's a low bar, but I'm glad I could cross it. But that's for sure been the worst part. Because I would say otherwise, it's been a fucking dream. I mean, I like working with you guys, especially when you guys are invested in trying yourselves. It's like it's so fucking nice.
Whoa, were you saying that we weren't invested before?
No, I'll fully admit I was not invested previously.
But then I would also say, I mean, for a plethora of reasons, fair enough. I mean, people were very busy, people were unmedicated, people. We were younger, we were dumber. I mean, Go Bigger was overall just like a messier, shittier product, and so like in the past, it kind of, I don't know. It's like it is what it is. But now that things are kind of rolling how I would like them to, it's great. I'm having a great time.
Yeah, it's been a ton of fun, and like kind of going back on what you said, just like the personalities and getting to work with both of you again has been it's been a ton of fun. I think all three of us have kind of conglomerated together repeatedly over the years. So
yeah, for sure.
To see it keep going is definitely it's a ton of fun, and I was especially because I was very worried after the last time Go Bigger blew up that we were never going to do anything again.
Every single time we ended the podcast or ended anything, I'm like, I'm never doing it again, never again. And then like it could be a week later, like, hey, you want to start another podcast? I'm like,
Let's do it.
I'm in. I can't.
Yeah, well, maybe this time it'll work. Yeah,
I missed y'all too much for that 1 week.
I think right now though too, like it's kind of taken up until now to really kind of figure out what my workflow needs to be for this kind of project, and I'm glad that I'm finally figuring that out and figuring out how I need to be balancing Stuck on the Internet with my real job and my real life and all those real responsibilities, or those ones that are a little more pressing than this one, but still making this a priority.
That's completely fair. I mean, it's hard to balance this kind of stuff, on a good day, and then you've got the fundamental disorders and everything. Yeah,
well, and then also like completely external things, like the last 3 episodes of Anecdotal Madness as we're recording this that went out, episodes 3 and 4 didn't go out on YouTube for like 2 weeks because of the Crowdstrike Microsoft thing. So it's like, wait, what? That affected Go Big or Stuck on the Internet? Yeah, it did. Yeah.
So that, admittedly, like I'm gonna blame Crowdstrike firmly on that, but like admittedly a lot of that has to do with my workflow. The fact that I need to get my workflow fixed, because that's the one show that I edit the audio in Audacity, because the workflow for that just makes more sense than the other shows. Like all the other shows I do in DaVinci and Resolve, but that's the one for me. It just makes more sense the way I edit that show. It makes way more sense to do it in Audacity. Yeah, so I'll do that. I'll get the audio out. It's like, okay, cool, that's done. And I'll go ahead, put it up on Stuck on the Internet on the website, schedule it, put it in the SharePoint or the Drive, Google Drive. And then I'll be like, well, I've got 3 weeks to go. I'll do the video a little bit closer. And then I forgot. And then
right.
It was like those episodes were hit. It was like we were coming out at work. We were coming out of the hurricane relief. And then it was like I woke up Friday morning to a page from work. And they were like, hey, everything's on fire.
Excuse me?
And I accidentally have become very important at work, so I suddenly was thrust into the middle of that whole situation.
Which, yeah, I can imagine was super fun.
Yeah, it was a ton of fun. It was a great time to work in IT. It was a wonderful time to work in IT. It was neat to seeing everybody come together, because we literally had to fix individually like 30,000 computers remotely.
Ugh.
Which is, when I say remotely, it's not like logging into it and fixing it that way. It's walking Grandma Ethel, who doesn't know what the Google is, through how to delete registries using command line.
Yeah. Oh
in
my
the
god.
BIOS.
Holy moly.
Let me walk you
boy.
through. I'm going to walk you through how to safe boot your workstation into where you can get into the command prompt. Then I'm going to give you a BitLocker key. What's a BitLocker key? Okay. So this is what a BitLocker key is. This is what a BitLocker key does. And you go through all that, and then you've got to tell her 15 times. You have to manually type out this entire BitLocker key, and it's like a 50-character key. It's all letters and numbers. It was a clusterfuck. It was an absolute nightmare. And I understandably kind of quit. Didn't have time to do the YouTube for Anecdotal Madness.
Yeah, for sure.
But now it's caught up 100%. Definitely not. The show is I still need to record the next episode. I need to start banking up episodes of that again. I'm hoping to do that this weekend, because my wife is running away and I'm on call, so I don't have anything better to do.
My wife escaped and is running away, and I'll catch her before the weekend's up. But
My
in the
wife,
meantime,
my wife broke out of the basement. So she's gone. I don't know where she's at. I gotta go get the shotgun and hunt her down later.
but first, anecdotal madness.
But first, I'm gonna record an anecdotal madness. I'm gonna talk about music for 30 minutes before I have the opportunity to go hunt down my wife. She is going on a consensual trip. It's completely consensual and her idea.
Uh-huh.
She is not scaping without consent.
I'm allowing her to leave this one time.
I am permitting her to leave the house this one time.
She has to text me every hour on the hour, and I do have a tracker chip in her clothes, but she doesn't know that. It's toxic.
I'm gonna try it. Yeah, no, it's not toxic. It's just keeping track of your property. Boy, that was a joke we might want to cut out.
It's an hour in. It's fine. I'm leaving. No, I don't know. We'll see.
It depends on who wins the election this November.
On how true that statement is too, which will be sad. Oh, cool! Look, we're doing a Handmaid's Tale. Great.
Can I just say really just quickly, because there's nothing much that we can add to the general conversation, but is the amount of shit that has happened politically between the recordings of episodes 3 and 4 is so fucking crazy.
The amount of lifetime events that happened,
Yeah,
not even politically, but
not even politically.
Holy shit.
Just the month of July 2024 was so buck wild, and I don't think people realize to an extent how fucking buck wild the month of July was. I mean, there was a period, it's like we can talk about technology with Crowdstrike outage. There's also a period through the hurricane where most of the internet went down for about 5 minutes and nobody fucking noticed.
Oh, that's right. I remember that.
There was a period where there was one of the major carriers, the backbone carriers for the country, went down for about 5 minutes because of the hurricane, and most of the internet went down for about 5 minutes. I only knew about it because I work in the industry, and I saw it live. And then it's like 2 weeks later, the CrowdStrike shit happens. And then in the middle of all this, someone tries to shoot one of the fucking presidential candidates. And then a week later, another one drops out.
And then we have,
and then a vice president has sex with a couch. It's so weird.
Yeah.
Vice president nominee.
God,
The lengths that those people will go to be relatable is insane.
Like, I didn't need the video. That was... Whew.
I didn't
Also,
need it.
searching up the video was weird.
I didn't need it, but I'm glad I have it. Oh.
Okay. So it looks like that. I don't know how long we were playing it on recording, but there is something that I absolutely need us to talk about on this episode that we were supposed to talk about last time, and last time was a while away, and it's driving me insane.
What is it?
Okay, go ahead.
Why do you have 2 accents, Chris?
Yeah, I do need to know this. So can I just say I first discovered this
boy.
during the Go Bicker years when
It was
he
early
was
in
like,
Go Bicker.
he was like, we were recording, yeah, because you were still living at home, and you were like, you know, we were talking and recording, and everything's normal, and you're like, hold on, I have a phone call, and you muted Discord, but you didn't mute Audacity. So for a brief second, I didn't, you know, I did not listen to your work conversation, but I did. For a second, I did, because you're like, oh, hold on a second, I gotta answer the phone. Yeah, that's like, what the fuck? Who is that?
He goes from like Professor X to Gambit. Like that's it's like what the fuck?
So I can't explain it. I wish I could. Because it makes me feel like when we talk about it like this, basically for the audience listening at home, you hear me here. You hear me on Anecdotal Madness. You hear me on every podcast that we do.
And this is what I've only ever heard was this voice. This voice is the only voice.
On recording, I have a very flat radio voice. I think there's a little bit of. I think I've noticed a little bit in editing that there's a little bit of twang, like enough to tell maybe he's from the South.
Yep.
But in my day-to-day life, outside of when I'm not recording, I have a very deep Southern accent, and I mean very deep.
It's like you were recording a Snapchat of you renovating like a van or something, and you call the toilet the turlet. I think part of what it is, because I have noticed my accent is a little bit more prominent on Anecdotal Madness. I think a lot of it comes from the fact that I can hear myself when I record this. I've got a feedback loop set up, so I can hear myself in my headphones. And I think when I hear that come through, I think I naturally just kind of in the back of my head, I flatten out my accent.
Oh, I sound like a hick. I need to flatten out what I'm saying.
Yeah. God damn. What the hell is he? God,
what do you mean I sound like that normally? Oh, shit.
Some bitch.
Let me get off that toilet.
Yeah, I'm trying to recreate it without faking it, but I don't know how to. I mean, I get off of here and I'll go out and I'll talk to my wife, and it's going to be a completely different accent than you're hearing right now. And
wait, real quick, I have something for you, because in one of my notes, I have if in case we ran into something to talk about, I have a today in history. So today is August 12th, 2024. Today in 1990, Sue, the largest and most complete Tyrannosaurus Rex skeleton found to date, is discovered by Sue Hendrickson in South Dakota. I'll just post the Discord or the Wikipedia link for that. Just read a little bit of that and try to just say it in your normal accent. Like read that first paragraph.
So for this, I'm gonna take my headphones off. I'm gonna turn off my feedback loop. And I'm gonna see if I can just talk through it naturally. I'm gonna try and read the top.
Here we go.
I'm gonna try and read the top box here on Wikipedia. Okay. Sue is the nickname given to FMNH PR 2081, which is one of the largest, most extensive, and best preserved Tyrannosaurus Rex specimens that have ever been found. At 90% recovered by bolt, FNMH PR 2081 was discovered on August 12, 1990 by American explorer and fossil collector Sue Hendrickson, which was named after her. Did it come out? Did I do it?
Okay, so it was close. It was closer, I think. But it sounded like you were trying to still talk in your normal accent, but you were also trying to like switch it over, so you almost sounded like a Southern belle.
So I'll have to I'll try and make some. It's so hard to do it because I'm conscious of it if I'm thinking about it.
Exactly. I know that. I figured that was probably the issue. Yeah, it's like you're too conscious that you're flat. Radio voice.
I'll try and find some way or another between now and when this comes out to get a clip of it.
Yeah, there was that clip where you were at the truck stop prostitute.
Yeah, that is public domain. I've also probably got some Snapchat stories and stuff saved that would show it off. Actually, really, the video that you're talking about where I was renovating the camper would be a great example of it, because that's how I normally talk, and I think I've got it all saved. If you can get that to me
in the next couple days or whatever, upload it into the Google Drive, I will include it in the episode.
Alright, so this is about all I'll get done for today. I got most of the flooring up, got a square cut out to replace that corner. Paint's going to need some touch up. I just went ahead and sanded down everything and threw some paint on it for right now to get started. The good thing is, a lot of the walls are honestly going to be covered by furniture. I just painted them for sake of painting it. Figure it wouldn't hurt to do another layer of sealant on any of this, given that it is a 30-year-old pop-up. But paint should be nice, just kind of brighten it up. Hopefully tomorrow I should be able to get the rest of the furniture painted and then start working on installing it again and starting on getting the flooring installed. So we're rolling along with this little project.
Like, that video is how I talk to people in my day-to-day.
Yeah.
I swear to God, I am not bullshitting.
No, it's so different than how you talk online that it sounds like you're faking it. It sounds like you're trying to be like a stereotypical redneck kind of Southern guy.
I don't understand it. It's something that I've always done it. And I mean, it's like the way I talk on my day-to-day, just out, like even at work. I mean, that's how I talk at work.
So how I first heard it was whenever you
tell
showed
our
me
stories.
the truck stop prostitute thing. And I was actually listening to it while I was taking a shower because I was like,
As you do.
as you do, because I was like, oh, let me hear this and see how it is. And so I was like doing 3 things at once, and then I put it there, and then I was like just taking a shower, and then the thing ended. And I was like, well, I didn't hear Chris at all in that. That's weird. And then I went back and watched it. I was like, oh, no fucking way. No, that's not Chris. Well, why is he doing this weird ass accent?
Yeah,
And then I asked him about it. It was like, that's how I talk.
That's how I talk.
That's how I talk.
Honest to God.
Like, no.
It's and I can't explain it. I mean, I think a lot of it has to do personally with the feedback loop that comes in, because I mean, when you can hear yourself, when you can hear yourself talk, it makes a huge difference.
That makes sense.
And,
that adds up to me. I mean,
yeah, and I mean, it's like going back, kind of going back all the way to the beginning of the episode, even talking about like the original headsets I used. I remember even those had feedback loops in them. Like I could hear myself talking. So I mean, it's
from the start.
Yeah, it's like it's literally right from the start. I've always had some kind of loop. So I think it's just one of those things that clicks when I can hear myself talk. Because it's like, I mean, I do that thing too. It's like if I'm on webcam at work, I'll straighten myself up more than I normally do. And like if you can see yourself, I think it's just the same thing, but with my voice. To me, this sounds more natural. To me, this is like my internal monologue, and then I turn it off. I'm like, God dang, talk about them dang old man, talk about me.
My question now is, how does your wife feel about all this? Like, because she's a Northerner, right?
Yeah, she is.
And when you met her, were you all Southern drawl?
Oh yeah, this is how I've always talked. Like that's how.
Like
that's exactly
literally
how I
always. Like
talk.
even when you were a kid, like when we were on BGN and everything.
Yeah. I remember.
Okay,
I have
for some
very
reason that's
distinct,
crazier to me. I don't know why I thought maybe it just developed, but that's
No, I have very distinct memories of when I was in like elementary school, people making fun of me for my accent in the South.
in the
Because it was
South. They're like, God damn, that's strong.
God damn, we heard some bitch dog.
This guy drawn go go.
Yeah, no, I have very distinct memories of that. And honestly, that might be part of it, because I was like, people made fun of me because of my accent. So that might be part of it. Like I can hear it, and there's some mental thing that's like, well, you gotta get rid of that accent. I can't hear myself talk in my day to day.
Yeah,
I mean, I can, but
so Kate also was led on to go bicker, and she was aware of it, heard that. Did she think anything of it herself when she heard?
She can definitely. I know she can definitely tell a difference. I remember her
obviously she can tell the difference,
commenting on
but
that.
she's never said like, hey, what's the deal? When you go on video, you sound like a Northerner, or not Northerner, but
she'll tell me. She's told me like, I think part of it is I have a really weird like I think it's probably part of my many mental issues is my vocal range changes wildly too, depending on who I'm talking to. Because I've got like 2 or 3 friends who are really country that when I talk to them, it sounds like straight boomhauer. I mean, like it is the deepest Southern that you can possibly get, and then there's other people that I'll tend to enunciate a little bit more with. It's a weird range. I wish I could understand it. Like I wish I knew why it did that. I don't care. I mean, I don't have a problem with my accent, but
I think everyone to a point kind of adapts to the people around them. So I think you just have a bigger swing than maybe other people do.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I know I do. I've got probably 2 or 3 friends, at least 2 that I can think of off the top of my head. That it's like, it seriously. I mean, like Kate can't understand what I'm saying when I'm talking to these people, and she lives with me and listens to me talk all goddamn day, and she will come in and be like, "What the fuck are you talking about? I can't. Are you speaking English right now?"
And you're like, "Oh, get on here, Whip."
The thing that upsets me is that I had to spend a shit ton of money to go to college in order to get dialect coaches in order to have as big of a swing as you have naturally. And I feel like I don't even have that big of a swing. It's like I have either high pitch or nothing.
I feel like you and I, we've always sounded the same. I mean, I guess I've gone through like puberty on the internet and everything, but besides that,
I'm still hoping that someday I'll go through puberty.
Kitt's balls are gonna drop and he's gonna sound like Morgan Freeman.
Randomly talking to me like, "Oh, someday."
That
Oh
basically
my God.
is what happened to a friend of mine like, in normal puberty. Is like he like in 9th grade he was all like, "Hey, it's me," and then he like over the summer he grew the fuck up, and then he was like a little shorter than me. And then he came back to school in the fall, and he was way the fuck taller, and his voice is way dropped, and he scared the shit out of me the first time. Who
the fuck is this?
Because he walked up behind me, and he's like, "Hey," and I was like, "Oh my fucking god, oh my god." Well,
it's always my favorites to go back, and if I listen to my like first 2 or 3 Minecraft videos, or even go all the way back and watch like my early videos, like before I was doing Minecraft stuff. Yeah, Minecraft. If you go back and listen to Minecraft and such, and I remember it's like 5-6 years after that, Kitt was like, "We need you to do voiceover stuff for this promo because you're the one that's got the best radio voice."
Which I didn't know was a lie the whole time.
Yeah, and it's if I have to do like a narration for something, I will definitely, I know for a fact, I drop it into place because it gets even more deeper and focused, and like I could read that article over again. It kind of came out a little bit on super serious, but like sitting down and actually, if I'm reading something off of there, I can target that voice even more.
Yeah,
and do the radio voice.
Even Anecdotal Madness has a different kind of tone and pitch to any of the other shows that you have with us. For the reasons you said earlier, it's kind of like you're more by yourself, you're more on your own. The feedback loop is different. Like everything's kind of just, I think, more in your own natural set.
Yeah, that one's probably a little bit more close. I think I still put on the airs a little bit of the flatter accent, but I can tell when editing it. It comes and goes depending on what I'm talking about, because I do tend to take a more serious tone in some of the topics on that, and I think that's more kind of flat and straight. And then when I'm talking about shit like there's goddamn 7-Eleven making me fucking use my goddamn app. That's
a good point. I'm gonna listen to that more when I listen to the next few episodes.
Yeah, that's one thing I noticed when I was editing this last episode was it was like the intro where I was talking about it's just like goofy shit, making fun of like talking about 7-Eleven and free slushies and shit like that. It was like I could hear the twang a little bit more, and then I got into the second part where I was kind of talking about more serious stuff like mental illness and stuff like that, and it was a lot more like rigid, flat tone. The tone definitely shifts like vocally during that, and I didn't even think about it at the time until I was editing it, and I was like, God damn it, I've got to fucking adjust the audio levels because I was talking so quiet. And then I'm sure I'll do an episode on Friday. I'm planning on doing an episode tomorrow, recording an episode tomorrow, and it's gonna be wildly different because I'm gonna be talking about country music tomorrow. So I'm sure it's really gonna come out tomorrow.
Yeah, here we go. Get ready. I'm gonna episode.
I'm gonna try. I want to try to see if I can break myself of hiding the accent for that episode without making it sound fake.
Well, howdy there, y'all. It's me, Cosmic Chris, here for another episode of Anecdotal Madness.
Yeah, listen to Anecdotal Madness, where you're gonna both learn my accent swings and so do my music tastes.
Oh man. Terry's country accent was just mwah.
Oh, right. Yeah. Can you tell I've been in the North my whole life? Oh, what? Yeah, you can.
You don't have like an especially, because I think there's a very definitive accent that comes with Minnesota. You don't have a very definitive Minnesotan accent, or maybe he does. I've got a secret Southern accent. Maybe he gets off and he's like, "You fucking hosers."
No, I think I have, if anything, a bit of the long O, bit.
I definitely
and
noticed that.
I think it'll get a little stronger depending on who I'm with, like other Northerners and whatever. But no, I've got a pretty just generic Midwest accent, if anything, with maybe a Northern twinge. I feel like it's a Southern twang and a Northern twinge.
Yeah, that's fair.
Interesting.
But there are definitely some guys around, like I think it's old men for some reason mainly who have like the thickest, strongest Northern accents around here.
A couple of weeks ago, we met a couple that just moved down here from Minnesota, and this man that we talked to he just like the mayor of Minnesota. I mean, it's just let me tell you,
Oh,
let
yeah.
me just squeeze like the mayor of let me just squeeze right past you there, bud.
Yeah. See, when I discovered that was like a stereotype for us, I was like, oh shit. Like I say it all the time. Like let me squeeze. Like that's like yes, exactly. That's me all the fucking time. Right behind you. Oh, excuse me, sorry.
He's perfectly normal until he's got to get by someone. Let me just squeeze right past you there, bud.
Oh yeah. Yeah. No, like
don't drop the curds there.
There's a lot of stereotypes about Minnesotans that I definitely do fit though. Yeah. Like I'm like it might not be super strong with my accent, but my culture is definitely from this state.
I have 10,000 lakes in my backyard.
I've got 10,000 lakes in my soul.
I don't think I really have that much accent.
No.
You have everything about you is just Kitt.
Yeah. You are pure unabashed Kitt.
Yeah.
You belong to no land.
The land of Kitt.
Your house could be sovereign territory.
Kitt of House Orgeron.
He's got no accent. He's got no home. He is just Kitt.
Wait, so Kitt, were you born in Texas?
Yeah, born in Dallas, Texas.
And did you just go to college in Indiana or Illinois or whatever?
Illinois, yeah.
Illinois. And
For
was that
4 or 5 years? 4 years?
Was that your only time out up in the north here?
Yep.
Okay, and then you moved back to Texas.
Yep.
Right. Okay. So yeah.
Fun fact too is I only started saying howdy once I moved to Illinois.
I just want to bring
I gotta bring a little bit of my culture with me.
Yeah. Because people were like, "Oh, you're from Texas. Where's your accent?" And I was like, "This is my accent. What are you talking about?" They're like, "But you're not saying like any of the things." I was like, "Okay, howdy." And they're like, "Oh, you said it."
So, Kid, does any of your family have an accent?
Does any of your
Not really. People in Dallas are very not country sounding.
That
is
makes
your
sense.
family?
It's
Is your family like another thing to continue this lore? Is your family from Texas?
No.
That might be part of it then.
So my dad's side of the family is from Oklahoma, and then my mom's side of the family is from Arkansas.
Okay, so you should. That's enough Southern. I feel like you should have a little bit of an accent. Because if you were gonna be like, oh yeah, my dad's from New York, my mom's from Minnesota.
I feel like maybe the big city thing though, if it's kind of
I
like
think that's got a lot to do with it.
homogenized enough. That's
Yeah.
Yeah, and they
thing.
basically grew up in Dallas too.
Oh,
So they were more.
Yeah, when you get into those big cities, like so that's one of the things I distinctively remember about when I lived in Charlotte for a couple of years is that there were no accents in Charlotte. I was the only person with an accent. Everybody else was a very flat tone, and I was like, oh god, I don't tell you.
The biggest thing is that I cannot say. Okay, how would you say, Terry? How would you say somebody is nude?
Oh, I would say they're naked.
Chris, how would you say that?
Naked.
I say naked.
Naked.
Naked. And I have the hardest time in the world to say naked.
Yeah, Nekkid. That's how I said. Naked.
That's like one of the biggest tells
naked.
for me. Is because I was doing a
that's very
play
funny.
and I was supposed to be a proper British person. I wasn't supposed to be a proper British person. I was supposed to be the Elephant Man. I was doing the Elephant Man, and one of the lines was, "Yeah," and then I saw her naked. But I was having such a hard time saying it because I would be like doing this nice British accent and then be like, and she was naked. And they're like, what? No.
Naked.
My
Goodness
lord.
me.
Goodness me, my lord. She was naked.
Oh, tell me, how is it like to see somebody naked?
my heavens! I saw her naked.
Naked.
Them titties was out.
My liege.
My liege, her titties were out.
Ooh. I think my wife is home, and so loud noises are about to happen.
Well, and you know what? I've got to piss like a fucking racehorse anyway. So
It's getting close to my bedtime.
it's
And
it's really getting to be about that time. So,
I gotta go hunt my wife down.
Yeah, I gotta go hunt mine too. I don't know where the fuck she went. So if you didn't know, this has been another rip-roaring good time of your favorite episode of Good Morning, Good Night ever happened. Not really, but kinda. I can't do an outro without saying the other name of the other show. It makes me sad. I miss that old show.
I do miss. I made a drop in the latest episode of Good Morning.
Yeah,
the
I
latest
loved
episode of Anecdotal Madness where I called back to Stuck on the Internet. Good. Fuck me.
The other one.
The other bad show that we did on the other racist channel.
If you want to catch more from us here on Stuck on the Internet, you can listen to us anywhere you find podcasts. Look up the individual name of the show. The other thing we haven't talked about this episode is how our SEO is apparently dog shit right now because it's impossible to find us if you look up anything. Or like if you look up any of our shows or any of our, you look up Stuck on the Internet, nothing comes up. Well, hopefully that'll change at some point. But
You should go to stuckontheinternet.com. Just bypass searching.
yeah, the best place to find us really, stuckontheinternet.com.
Replace the spaces between Stuck on the Internet with .com in a fucking Google search, and you'll get to our website.
Yeah, and just go from there. That's the best way.
Like,
and you follow us
Jesus.
directly. Tune in on Friday for a new episode of Pit Boys, or a new episode Thursday of Anecdotal Madness, and we'll be back in 2 weeks with another episode of Good Morning, Good Night.
Good night. Good night.
Good night.
Good night, y'all.
Sleep tight. Don't let them bed bugs bite.
Where I'm sleeping naked.
Yeah! Woo! Cletus, get my naked shoes.
Naked shoes. God damn.